Hello there, welcome to the Soar Pig kitchen. Today we're doing crumpets, and first and foremost we've got to get some lukewarm water, sugar and yeast going to start bubbling. And so what we need to do is weigh our water out, and we want 235 millilitres. We're going to add the yeast then, that's 4 grams of yeast, and we're going to add 6 grams of sugar. And we need to get that going. So it's a good old stir. This is also very useful of checking if your yeast is still alive. So if it starts to foam after about 10 minutes, your yeast is doing its job. If it's dormant, your yeast is dead. I mean, we're normally with a dried active yeast. It's very unusual for them not to activate. So that's that stirred now. Our dry ingredients, we need to get 180 grams of plain all-purpose flour. Then we want some salt, 4 grams. And we've got baking powder, and I've just put this through a sieve so it's nice and fine, and I'd advise you to do the same. And then what we're going to do is get a fork and just give that a whisk. As so. And this is quite easy to bring together. You just use a whisk. So you'd normally leave this for about 10 minutes, but I've done one I've done earlier and I need to crack on. So it will work, it'll just take a little bit longer to leaving it to rest. So basically I'm going to add the wet to the dry, and I'm just going to simply bring that together. Probably whisk it for about 2 minutes. We want like a batter. A bit like pancake batter, but it's slightly different, and it does need to rest though. That's what gives us all our lovely holes in the crumpets. So let's get a lid on that and get that in a warm place, and I've got one I did earlier, I'll go and get it. Here we go, let's see if this is okay. Yeah, if you look at it, you can see that the bubbles have started to form, and it's got like a jelly-like type. That's just what we need for great crumpets. You can't make crumpets. You need to get some crumpet rings. And with anything, a crumpet ring is only good if it's well oiled. So a well-oiled ring, remember that. And I like to just dip it. This is avocado oil. I can dip it in there and get it in our pan. There's our rings in. The pan's just a bit warm, so I'm just going to let that cool down slightly. And we're going to ladle . Trying to kill me, this one. And so what I like to do is you need to let them naturally cook the way through. So we're just going to get a couple of things ready for it. So we've got our rack to put them on when they come out cooked. Now sometimes if you haven't oiled your wings well, you're going to get a sticky lump of crumpet sticking to your ring. Never great. So we'll just have to hope that that's okay. You can pop these bubbles in the top. Get your crumpet holes. You can't rush it. It'll take as long as it takes. But as soon as that top's cooked and the more holes that appear, you know it's his cooking. Then basically what we have to do is turn the crumpets over. And see the classic holes are starting to appear. These are really good though, because once they do take a bit of time, but once they're cooked, they freeze fantastic. So you can then basically, the next morning, whack them in the microwave for a minute, or leave them on the side for 10-15 minutes, pop them in the toaster, and you've got, again, that wonderful crumpet going on. It's starting to release. There's one ring away. Now you need to get them coloured on both sides. So I hope I don't do a spectacular fail here. There we go, lovely. And you can keep making them till you run out of butter. Normally this batter will make around about 6 to 8 crumpets. The secret is once you turn them over, don't touch them. Let them go golden on that side as well. And having a pan that you can keep the control of the temperature is really important. So these don't want to be on a really high heat. They can burn quite quickly. So you want to get your pan on a set temperature that is going to be able to retain that temperature, and then you'll find that your muffins come out great. So that's perfect. Put it there, ready to go. Most important thing now, while they're still warm, is get some butter on them, I guess. Crumpets and butter. As you can see, I'm on a diet at the moment, so I'm only putting a little bit on. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah. You can't beat them fresh, but they're lovely in the toaster as well. Look at that, they're so light. What a fantastic bit of crumpet. I'll see you at the next one.